Atlus, the video game developer behind popular franchises such as Shin Megami Tensei and Persona, arrives with a new game and many speculate could start another popular franchise. And just like Atlus' previous work, it obviously gets a manga adaptation. Enter Metaphor Refantazio, a game that became one of the last year's best reviewed video games and a big fan favorite to boot. But what is the story about? Metaphor follows Will, a young Elda who is assigned on a mission together with the fairy Gallica to save the cursed prince and the world after the king is brutally murdered by the influential figure known as Louise Guaburn. I don't really know how you pronounce that name. So, what do I think about the first chapter as someone that loved the game and have replayed it more than I want to admit? It had me intrigued. It follows the story beats of the beginning of the game, not one, but close enough that you can see, yes, this is an adaptation and not just a retelling, so to speak. They obviously are not afraid to take the liberties when they feel like they need to, but they're still based around this first chapter, respecting the source material enough that you can see that, okay, how will they approach this since this is a different medium than, well, manga is obviously a different medium than video game implement game segments in comparison to manga, which is all story. So the biggest change probably was the character of Will, which is the default name in Japan, and in English the character there has some other default name in Spain and all that. You get it. So, but I assume they took Will because of the default name in Japan. But I digress. While he isn't as much of a blank slate like Joker in Persona 5, he is a bit, dare I say, he's more reserved, that you might not be able to do a lot in a manga adaptation. But here, he is more of a character, so to speak. Here as well, he do some more expression than smile, be scared, that quote unquote I don't know. I wouldn't want to call him silent protagonist, as he does say stuff. He has more expression that let's say Link has, but you can see his. They are using the characteristics that he have in the game and just evolving it into a bit more for the manga, so to speak. And then we have Gallica, who they have cranked up to 11, being the more whoa, this is amazing kind of deal, as there often is in this kind of well, if you have played Persona, you know exactly what I'm talking about, or how what type of characters she is, and they cranked up that to 11, and you see the. Let me put it like this: am I going to say that this will be a perfect adaptation for the game? No, I don't. It's just the first chapter after all. But it's enough of it gave me enough of a good impression that I would actually say that I looking forward to the next chapter, and there is some potential in it. So let's hope that it continues as it did here. The only problem right now for me is the chapter says monthly, so let's see how that turns out. Anyway, have it awesome, y'all. Peace.